love that conehead shirt. Well, I'm sitting here at my tiki bar, but I ain't seen the sun all day. There's a storm out there, but I don't care. Yeah, I've got Mike's weather page. Here we go now. Mike's weather page. You know you were tracking every move it makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know you won't let us all get blown away. Is it just me or is there spinach in it? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pirate, you stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching Mike's face. So put your conehead shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. Here we go now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
And just like that, the song ends. Oh, I didn't turn the dang music off. Just like that, the song ends. I think that's the only time I did that all year. So if you heard double, you're not imagining things. And there's my truck. Truck is back. Had a little electrical problem, but so it sits and it waits. So how's everybody doing? It's Friday. I got Bones back in the attic this morning. That was my job. I was bound and determined to get Halloween put back up. So we got Bones away. That was the big job. That thing is huge. Try putting that in the attic. Am I boring you or something? All right, so hope everybody's doing good. It's our Daily Brew here. We're going to talk about the weather, talk about the weekend, talk about El Nino. So stick around. I'm going to talk a lot about El Nino and what that means, maybe for the South. I got some cool graphics by the National Hurricane Center to put out there. So it is November. Time is ticking. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. But we'll still be here talking weather. You can count on that. Our Daily Brew, of course, brought to you by our great friends at ABC. It's Friday. I always tell you the story. Friday, my dad would pick me up from Jesse P. Miller down at Bradenton, and he'd stop by the local ABC on the way home. I remember that. I think they had a lounge in the ABCs back then. Left me in the car all alone back then, man. And I drank from a water fountain, or a water hose. Imagine that. I still do. Rebel. Huge thanks to ABC, though, for all that they do and all of our great supporters and all of you. So last night, what the heck? Are you really bored? All right, so long story short, the Post meant nothing but good things That's what it was intended for. I talked to my good buddy Jason Sutton. He'll confirm this from Furman. We were talking about Daytona. We were talking about all the exciting things to come. Also found out that a lot of the guys and gals from Lowe's corporate are huge fans of our page, and that they've been watching for 4 or 5 years now, and they all watch our show. So if you're from Lowe's, hello, thank you for following Mike's Weather page. So really, the post had nothing to do other than it's been an amazing ride on Facebook. Thank you so much. I've met some wonderful people. Thank you. That was it. Made a phone call. Went to bed. I didn't read any comments. I didn't intend for it to turn into a goodbye. Shelly had to turn the comments off because people get downright mean. I woke up at 5 this morning, deleted it because I'm like, oh my God. Like, a post that was supposed to be thank you turned into like drama, violence. Oh my God, I don't know. So anyway, sorry about that. I did not mean to write anything into it. And those that think I did it for clicks, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I got 1.5 million followers now. I don't really need like 100 clicks. So anyway, that was what it was about. No drama intended. It was a thank you. Because, hey, listen, talking to Furman, they listened to our show years ago. And because of Facebook, they reached out. Because one day I'm like, hey, we need to have a generator sponsor. And they were listening, and that door opened. ABC was my first corporate sponsor. They all watched the Daily Brew. They're all big fans. And if it wasn't for Facebook back in the day, I wouldn't have ABC support. So that was the whole purpose. Trust me, it wasn't a goodbye. It was a thank you. So I don't know how. I mean, I can see how you read into it, I guess. I've never once said goodbye. I said thank you. That's all. So sorry about that. Louis doesn't care. So seriously, and I'm sure Shelly had to ban some people, but when you get violent and start calling names, that's kind of not the point of why we're here, right? So anyway, enough of that. What do you say? Foolery or whatever, I don't know. We do have a lot of weather to talk about. Anyway, that's how it all started, right? Jason, are you here, Jason? Confirm that we had a phone call, Jason. That's what got me excited. I got so excited to find out the Lowe's team wants me up there. Oh, bottom line, too, the point of being excited is they're going to fly me up there to Lowe's headquarters to do a little hurricane seminar and presentation. So that was pretty cool, man. Lowe's is a big company, so that was why I was excited. And because of Jimmy Buffett, all of you diehard followers of Mike's Weather page knows that I was getting, I think I announced that I was getting my skin checked because I haven't gone in years, feeling very guilty, and it was 100% good. So I was feeling good last night. Happy. Happy turned to sadness reading comments. So the highs and lows of social media. Enough of that. I'll read some comments. It's all Jason's fault. Loretta Reed, yeah, we love Lowe's, man. The reason I love Lowe's is they're big NASCAR supporters, and they do a lot for the military, and I really wasn't even drinking. That's the funny thing. Seriously. Really? Seriously. I don't even think I even had a drink before I put that post out there. Anyway, all right, enough of that. Thank you all for the comments, So anyway, we're all good now. It happens every now and then. So anyway, yeah, get your skin checked out. Living in the South, Jimmy Buffett had a rare form of skin cancer, and I went and got checked. I had some spots I was really nervous about, honestly, and they were okay. So thank goodness. I've had a lot of stuff removed, and then I haven't gone in a few years, and I'm like, oh, that's not good at all. I thought it was a sign with Jimmy. So what's up, Mr. Mike Sherman? Is he still out in California? Beverly, Louis got the best expressions. Belize. Holy cow, I've been trying to post some Central America stuff for you down in Belize. I can't believe the amount of followers we have in Central America. So, yeah, I hope you've been getting good data from us. So if you're wondering why I keep posting Central America stuff, is we have people that watch us all over the world. So Oh, Deborah, I hate to hear that. I have a personal friend too. His name's Dave. Went through a lot of stuff. So, Lance, are you over there too? Yeah, it's not nothing to mess around with. And I'll be honest. The questionnaire said, "Do you wear sunscreen?" I'm like, "Nope." So, anyway, get checked out. Get checked out. All right. So everything's good. Everything's good. All right. So let me flip on my little sponsor box here. I haven't had it running a lot this year, but we have a lot of people that I really appreciate, and they're right there. And of course, direct remodels is our last biggie. We try to keep about 5 or 6 biggies, and we're going to do a lot of fun stuff with direct remodels, especially since they're hurricane window experts. All right. So what's going on this weekend real quick? Let's talk about this because everybody knows I live in Oldsmar. Oldsmar's my home. I love Oldsmar. I love the mayor, the vice mayor, the council people. I love all the employees. I love the residents. I grew up here. They're doing a big beer fest tomorrow. It actually benefits the Holiday Sharing Fund. They actually do a lot of this for charity, believe it or not. So it's put on by my good friends at Tampa Bay Brewing Company, David and Major. They're there. The city helps sponsor it. It's right beside City Hall. So if you're in the area, check it out. I just shared it on the page. It's really easy to find. But big thanks to Oldsmar and TBC. We'll be out there hanging out. So if you see me, come by and say hi. Even if you don't like me. So yeah, the weather looks good for that. Here's what the satellite looks like this morning as we start to see daylight. I love this satellite because that tells you the sun is coming. It's a little behind, obviously, but this is a super duper front line. Just went through Bermuda all the way down here to our Invest 97. Big sloppy mess. Unfortunately, the rain has not even begun yet for that area. I'm going to show you some updated rain totals. We're going to have some serious flooding, and I'm telling you what, over in the Europe, France, UK, I think Turkey even, they've had unbelievable flooding from that low pressure system I shared a few times. We had a triple whammy of low pressure that slid over there, and it was bad. The winds were bad. Lots of damages in France and that I saw. I'm sure UK. That was a big weather story. And oh yeah, daylight savings time. What does that mean? I still don't understand if we get an hour of sleep or we lose an hour of sleep. I go to bed confused. Back in the day, back in the Nextel days before Sprint, the phones wouldn't update. And I had to get up early on Sundays. I used to work early on Sundays. And the phone sometimes would not update right away. Sometimes it updated the wrong way. And I used to have to set my alarm, and I would just lay there and panic the whole night because we didn't have a clock alarm back then. We just had the phones, and I just lay there like, "What time is it?" And I would stare confused. And I'll do it this week, Sunday. I'll lay there probably and be trying to figure out is it 6 or no wait, is it 5? Wait, is it 7? Like, and then you wonder, did the clock set back correctly? It's like, so I lay there in confusion on Sunday morning. Oh, I know somebody out there does it too. Oh, Tammy, yes. I feel good about getting it done. Shelly, you should because you're redheaded. I told Emily you're going to have to do it too soon. She's a big baby, though. Katie, Military Appreciation Month. That's awesome. I know our city does a huge Veterans Day celebrate. Well, you don't celebrate, but... I'm trying to figure that out, but they do we have a huge Veterans Memorial Park here, and they have been announcing they're going to have a special day honoring those here in our little city of Oldsmar. They have a really beautiful park set up here on the water. Very pretty park. I do some of my drone flights from there. All right, so let's talk about weather. Get to it. We got a little bit to talk about. Then I'm going to go really, really deep into El Nino. I'm really, really excited about some graphics that I found. I want to share everybody. William Strunk, happy Friday. Oh man, we got a lot of melanoma stories. I don't like to see that. I'm sorry. Nothing to mess around with. Trust me. But this lady was nice in Dunedin. Viveds, what's up? Fallback Sunday, Mike. Yeah, no. What's up, Miss Tracy? How's the pups? We get an extra. So we do get an extra hour. I love it. Shelly says I get checked. All right. And Tommy, all right. I love reading comments when things are slow. And from Vera, is it windy? We got some stuff talk about the winds. I saw a lot of people that are on boats. It's so amazing technology now. We have people posting from ships, and they're giving us live reports from the Bahamas. Unfortunately, a couple, I guess somebody said they couldn't dock at Key West and they couldn't dock at Bahamas today. So, Jeff, I did not hear much about storm surge, to tell you the truth. There was a lot of inland flooding also. I don't know if it's the elevation. The elevation changes down there. Probably doesn't go as far inland. So I did not hear much about storm surge, mainly the winds. They had a 205 mile an hour wind gust. Top 5 wind gusts was from Hurricane Otis in Acapulco. And that was just 7 days ago. We had one of the strongest, the strongest hurricane to ever hit Mexico. The strongest. Now, to hit landfall. Josh, yeah, I don't use it at all. I'm very bad about it. Very bad about it. We even had a great little sponsor there for it. Angie, good morning. All right, snow forecast. Joel Harrison. Lord Andrew, they couldn't dock because of the winds. It's a 30. James Van Fleet was around. Let's see if James will. Let's see if we can get. Let's text James Van Fleet real quick because I like the guy. Hey buddy. Doing a live. Quick question. What miles per hour can't ships dock? How about that? Let's see if he writes back. Cool. All right. We'll see if he posts about that. All right. So that's what this current satellite looks like. All this big juicy mess. I tell you what, it really is juicy. We're going to show you a little bit. Well, hey, we had some surprise rain up in Jacksonville and northern part of Florida and southern Georgia this morning. There's like a secondary little line of rains that are incoming. So yeah, you woke up to some rains, unexpected rains up in North Florida, and it's kind of made its way close to Tallahassee and the Florida-Georgia state line. That's current radar. Not going to make it to the West Coast. Rain chances today. I haven't shared this map in a while. I like it. This one kind of shows you rainfall percentages. Of course, and Mom texts me, Mom, I'm doing my live. I've been doing it, Mom. I'm live, Mom. There's your rain chances. South Florida, obviously the East Coast. We're going to have, strong Atlantic winds help drive some moisture, kind of like lake effect snow, but Atlantic effect rains. There's your rain chances today. But surprisingly, that little line that's up here off the East Coast is going to make its way towards North Florida, so you might get more rain later today. That's it, though. Here's your 168 hours. This is till next Friday morning, so technically it's not 7 days. It's 6 days, I think. But anyway, everybody always wants to know when's it going to rain again? Well, here you go. This is rainfall until next Friday. This is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. According to this, high pressure comes back. We started the year talking about a high pressure system in the Gulf. Here we are again talking about a high pressure in the Gulf. No rain. Carolinas, Georgia, Bama, Mississippi. Maybe a little bit in Louisiana. Texas, we got a cold front coming. I'm going to show you over the weekend. Texas has got a good chance for some rain next weekend, following weekend. But look at that, nothing. Now, South Florida, we're getting Mother Nature thinks it's summer down there. It's still in the upper 80s. So you're going to get some normal little thunderstorm activity possibly. But that's it for the next 5 days. As a matter of fact, I didn't have that graphic up. I should have. I like to have these up. But here's your Storm Prediction Center showing a little bit of green down here in Florida. That's it. The whole country. Look at that. The whole country. No storms anywhere. Just South Florida. That's because of the... oh, my buddy, he just wrote me back. James Van Fleet says, usually around 40 and above, but it also depends on wind direction and how the pier lines up. That makes sense, right? It is not always cut and dry. It can be lower pier lines up, and wind direction can pull the ship off the pier. That makes sense. Right? Anybody that docks a boat makes sense, right? If the wind's pushing the ship away, then it maybe it can handle a little stronger winds. It all depends on where the dock is. Makes a lot of sense, right? You don't want the boat pushing up against the dock. So, thanks, James Van Fleet. James is working on a. I hope he gets it. Little teaser for you. If you like to cruise, first off, you need to be on our cruise, right, Shelly? Deposit is only $500, and it's not due until December. I think we got about 10 more cabins we're trying to get, and we're done. So they're going fast. Some of the cabins are sold out. But James is working on being like the cruise weather guy. And I think there's such a huge demand for that. So best of luck to him. He's really working on kind of being that go-to weather source for cruising. Because I get that question all the time. People are always asking about cruising. So there you go. That was an interesting little point from James there. All right. Folks, Invest 97, if you're waiting just a couple more minutes, this is all the weather that's happening now. So we have high wind advisories, Jupiter south. We have high surf advisories also, and we even have some coastal flood advisories down in the Keys from that strong winds coming. So very active day again on the other East Coast with some high winds pushing into the southern part of the state. This is a wave map. Now look at this. This is incredible. So when two different people posted on our page this morning that they could not dock the big ships, and this makes sense. I mean, we got strong. These are waves from winds, but 28 foot max showing here in the darker red. 20 is in the red. So, some of this is making it to the Florida East Coast. And if you wondered, like, I always kind of wondered too, but, it was Jupiter, about right here was the high surf advisory. They didn't have a high surf advisory down here. And I was like, oh. Then you forget that Bahamas actually kind of block the waves. So they don't have a chance to get building up. So that's why we have a high surf advisory north of southern bottom tip of Florida. So there's the orange 18 to 20 foot. So big waves incoming today. But this is why a lot of ships can't dock, and it's a little rocky out there. All right, so here's Invest 97. Lord Andrew, yeah, man, one day, buddy. Douglas said 30 knots, good sailing weather. Well, it probably is, man. I'd be afraid. I just don't know if I could sail. I mean, God, you got to have a lot of trust in yourself. It's scary docking our little 20-foot boat when it's windy. I don't like going out on the water when it's windy because that wind will push you around. Morgan, we'll look at the waves here in a second. I promise. Yesterday we looked at them, and slowly by the weekend, for sure, middle part of the week, they're going to start slowing down a lot. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday look very calm. Very calm. Very calm. So it's slowing down the wind. So. All right. What's up, Mr. Harold? Oh, Harold, not feeling good. Sorry, buddy. What's up, Miss Cindy Norman? Eric, what's up, buddy? I think I saw Wander Franco's back on the 40-man roster. Mark Hall says Curly from the Three Stooges. I didn't like the Three Stooges. That was one thing I never really liked. All right, so we have watched Invest 97 chances go from 70 to 60 to 50 to 40 to 30 to 20. Now it's 10. So, man, the biggest question mark I've had all season is, not just me, a lot of folks typing that they were just surprised that this never tried to get going. Great news, right? Not like I'm wish casting, but it disappeared that all the conditions were there that this thing would try. Now that I'm telling you, that strong high pressure that was set up with those backside north winds, I think were definitely the biggest player. It actually had rotation. It looked like clockwise rotation. The whole life cycle of this system, it looked like it was actually trying to rotate, and it probably was part of the big old winds from the backside pushing north to south. But anyway, big rains are incoming. Here's what it looks like now. It's really hard to see the outline, but there is the land, Central America there. So the big stuff hasn't even got there yet, but we got a lot of blob of rain. This is going to last for a couple days, unfortunately. So there you go, big rain event. And Jamaica they talked about Jamaica yesterday. I'm not really sure, did they get a lot of rain in Jamaica? Because every time I saw it, it looked like it kind of just skipped around it. And it's over the Caymans right now. So we got anybody in the Caymans watching, the Cayman Islands, you're getting a lot of rain right now. A lot of rain. So let me know if you're coming in, tuning in from the Caymans in Jamaica. I want to know what you got down there. So buy, invest, I know, right? All right, so there's that. Let's talk about this. I posted this graphic earlier. I'm going to show you where this graphic's at. I thought it was a great graphic because the problem with trying to zoom in sometimes on a lot of model sites, you don't really get that opportunity. Windy does. Windy's amazing. Now, I pay for the premium service. I don't know it's cheap, but they're always updating it. This just gives you the idea, though. I mean, we got a lot of rain coming down there. A lot of rain. Several inches. Double digits, possibly. Belize, So let me show you where that's at so you can really get an idea. Here's the winds, what's going on. So we lost those winds to the south, the north-south. We just got a big, broad level now of low pressure now, upper level winds, there it is, still kind of there. This is what it struggled with, was this strong winds, north-south winds, and it just never really materialized. Strong jet stream over Florida, though. Look at that, man. That is amazing. I saw reports of some planes like breaking records going across the Atlantic, and this is what's fueled all these storms in Europe. But let's zoom back into the rainfall map. This is windy. Let me go to windy here. That was actually our wind map. Windy is the one with the rain map. So here is what's cooking. There's our main low, but if we go to rain accumulation the next 3 days, you can really zoom in. Specific cities pop up. And you can click your pointer and drag it around, just kind of get an idea what is expected. So unfortunately, around these coastal areas, they're talking 8, 9, 10 inches of rain. 5, everybody. I mean, lots of rain. That's the euro. See how it defaults to the euro. Go to GFS, similar, very similar. 10 inches, 11 inches, 10 inches. So these little areas are going to be having a lot of problems with flooding, unfortunately. And it looks like farther north you go, less and less and less. So the big blob is, even though the main lines look like they're doing this, all the blob is to the north for the heavy stuff, as you usually see with tropical systems. A lot of lower level winds are driving this moisture. So this is next 3 days. I mean, it's going to be gone by Monday, but they got a lot to worry about down there as far as flooding goes. And as you see in our daily lives, we have a lot of folks that live down there. So here it comes. This is just kind of give you a timeline, tropicaltidbits.com. The heaviest stuff is later today into tomorrow. And then a little bit lingers into Sunday. And then by Monday, maybe a little bit left over on Monday, but mainly tonight, mainly until Sunday. That big blob, though, for sure later today into tonight to watch out for. And that's that. Could cross over. Some of the intensity models here are showing actually strengthening a little bit once it crosses back over Central America. So maybe it'll become something in the Pacific, but we'll see about that. So somebody says raining in Orlando. Well, those rain chances that I posted kind of showed Orlando. We got such a strong flow here. You can kind of see it. These incoming lower level winds are pushing some Atlantic moisture that way. Doesn't seem like there was a lot on water vapor, but there is a little bit, which is really odd. Like you said, let's look at the water vapor loop because it doesn't look like there's much attack. Well, there is that secondary line. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it on the mid level. Let's zoom in the south here. So there's that like skinny little secondary line that popped up out of nowhere, really, and up in these rain chances a little bit right here. So here's your mid-level moisture. So it's being driven by strong lower-level winds off the Atlantic. So this is water vapor. Yellow is very dry. So that's, there's a little bit of moisture coming in, feeding this. So yeah, we're getting a little bit. Remember, I got some cool radar sites, all the National Weather Service, but you can go down here. There's a cool Google radar, More Radar. This is a good one. More Radar, right? More Radar is one of my secret links. But you can zoom in. You got to hit enable mouse mode, but you can zoom in, and there you go. Look. You ain't kidding. There it is. Let's loop it. There it is. So there you go. Popped up out of nowhere, man. You ain't kidding. Daytona Beach. Isn't that pretty awesome, isn't it? So there is some upper level moisture that's being used to create some showers. I wonder if they'll make it this far over. That'd be interesting. Look at that. Would you just look at that? That's called rain, people. Oh my God. It might make it over here. I don't know. I bet you there was 0% chance of rain today. I guarantee it. Let's take a look. Oldsmar rain. 0% chance of rain. So we'll see if we get some rain out of this. That'll be interesting. Wow. Learn something new every day. All right. Let's see what else we talk about. Let's go back to Earth. All right. So let's talk about El Nino. So tropics, by the way, not seeing anything. I don't want to hype this up. I only showed it in the Daily Brew. I did share it with our brew crew too, and the subscribers on X. But holy cow, Josh, that was amazing. What is that? Gifted 5 membership. Shelly, what's that all about? That's pretty cool, Josh. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Yohel. What's up, buddy? How's it down south, man? Windy? Cool, man. That was nice of you, Josh. Good people out there, man. Did I tell you yesterday, Yohel had my second cigar ever? I had my first cigar with my buddy Yohel. He was on our cruise. Second one this week. That restaurant we went to, Yohel, they've changed it to a Beef O'Brady's. I thought of you guys the other day. Still got that nice little outside patio bar. Hope you and your wife are doing good. Anyway, so here, keeping the tropics talking alive. I mean, whether or not it happens or not, this is a week 2 outlook, week 3 outlook, and they're still highlighting possibility. That's just based on climatology, conditions, moisture, water temperatures. So whether or not it happens, remember it was red 40% for Invest 40 or 97. So take it for what it's worth, right? I got a third of Halloween put back up in the attic. I'm feeling so almost there. What's up, Jason Lamb? Yep. Windy days for Titusville. Yep. Very windy across the... Oh, and let's do that before we get going hard on this El Nino. So the winds are really going to die down a lot through the weekend. Everybody's asking, Caribbean especially too. So we're going to have a high pressure build back in place over the Gulf. So there's your strong winds today, really coming in hard all the way up to southern Georgia. This is, strong winds out Bahamas. This is all tied into that front line, high pressure. But as we can see here, let's go to tomorrow morning. A lot less. Still windy in the Keys. But as we go on in time, we go to Sunday now, Sunday morning, and a lot less. Still windy. Nothing like it is today, though. And then Monday really disappears. Green is like 10. These are gusts, too. This kind of magnifies things. But you can see our high pressure sneaking into the upper Gulf. We get to Tuesday. There it is. Very, very calm on Tuesday. Very calm. All the way, here's Wednesday. Extremely calm on Wednesday. Remember, high pressure means heat. No fronts coming. It's going to be hot. High pressure. Very calm Wednesday. Thursday, pretty calm. Notice the wind shift, though. Now we have a wind shift. Usually these wind shifts mean, in the summertime, different rain patterns, but this year we have not had a rainy season, so there's no such thing as wind shifts in rainy seasons. Here comes the next front. So what I'm curious about is this. The timing of next week's front. We were looking at it yesterday. You can see here the front brings in possibility of a lot of rain to Texas, maybe a little bit to Louisiana, but it's a very dry front. So it looks like we're going to have a front in the next weekend, but this is rainfall total through the weekend and next weekend, and very, very, very little bit of rain. So you can kind of see the line next week coming very faintly. This is very faint, very faint. There's a little bit of frontal line maybe making its way through, but so it doesn't look like we're going to have any significant. There's Sunday. Remember yesterday somebody was asking me about the weekend. Well, there's our Sunday 10 p.m. or Saturday frontal line, and look at that, big winds here. Deja vu. So Friday looks good wind-wise. Here's Friday. Starting to set up in Texas here. But then it might pass through Florida and really bring in some winds there. I don't think it's going to be all that cool, though. We'll see, but I don't think it's really a significant cold front. Let's go to Saturday night, 1 a.m. It didn't change. It's nothing. Perry 59. Andy Simmons, if you're listening, that's next Saturday night. So not a very big cold front next week. So the weather's going to be stagnant for a while. Barbara, sorry about your husband. Where do you live at? I'll look it up for you. Not a lot of rain. Texas is really the only place looks like it's got any rain coming next Friday, Saturday. Oh, man. What's up, Miss Katie? Weaker winds, West Key West, breezy. Steven, yeah, I think it's slowly going to die down for y'all. Somebody posted they weren't allowed to dock one of their ships. Oh, Key West, Barbara. Nothing showing very, very significant. That you would be watching next week's front, and right now it doesn't look like it's got a lot. All right, so So El Nino is the talk of the town, right? Everybody's talking about El Nino, and nobody knows if it's what it's going to do, if it's going to happen. We got warm Atlantic, we have warm Pacific. So far, we've not seen it yet. We did see that tornado outbreak a little bit a week or two ago, right? It was a little bit more of an invest crossing over that got combined with the jet stream. So in order for this pattern to work, we need fronts to come down to supply the juice. And the tornado outbreak we had a couple weeks ago, and across Florida, especially, we had several. It was invest that popped on through Central America, got mixed in with a strong jet stream, and of course we had a lot of instability. But that is the pattern with cold fronts that are coming down and lifting back up with the jet stream. So typically, we have two jets. We have a subtropical jet, Pacific jet, and we have wetter conditions across the south. Chances for snow across the south, because now we have cool air getting pulled down, and really we're not really supposed to have any high pressures building in. Not supposed to. To create heat. But stormy, cooler, and wetter across the south. A little bit drier in the middle parts. Jet stream lifts north, the normal winter jet stream. Now there'll still be cold fronts, there'll still be snow. That's the misunderstanding, I think, is they make it sound like it's going to be all winter that's going to be warmer and drier, but no, it's periods of warmer times than normal. You're still going to have cold. We've already had a huge snowstorm up north, Michigan and Minnesota, right? Michigan had some of their most earliest snowfall totals ever a couple of days ago. Big old low pressure spinning up there. So anyway, that's typically what it means. So there's two graphics pages that I found. This is National Weather Service on weather.gov. This talks about Florida through 2009. Just telling you that during strong El Nino years, this is weak El Nino, moderate El Nino, and strong El Nino, which we're expected to be in a stronger El Nino. Tornado events really magnify. Every, 6 years they have this strong El Nino, apparently, or periods of 6 years in between how many we've had a strong El Nino. So excuse me, I'm looking at something else. I'm reading something. I'm talking. So we've had 6 years of a strong El Nino, and we've had 123 tornado events. So statistically, in the southeast, we have more severe weather events with a strong El Nino, and that's based on 60 years, 50 to 2009. This is a cool little graphic that kind of shows you why. Basically, just the jet stream dips a little farther south, allowing these front lines to get farther to the south, and that fuels with the Gulf moisture, creating this unstable area. So that's why they highlight the southeast specifically, because it's fueling off the Gulf, building these storms, pushing them inland. So that is possibility. Temperature anomalies typically during El Nino events are cooler in the south, warmer in the north on average. This is a temperature anomaly map. Here's tornado outbreaks for more Alabama and Georgia, and not as many as you would think. I thought this was fascinating. I wanted to share this. So, Florida Peninsula, higher tornado outbreaks because of the Gulf fueling these storms. Go up a little bit during strong El Nino years, and you don't really see it. You see the same level of tornado events, basically different levels of La Nina, neutral. There's been 23 years of neutral events. These are the number of storms per year, tornado events per year. And really, La Nina had just as many as moderate El Nino. So you don't see the effects anywhere else as far as severe storms as much as you do with that jet stream scooting across the Gulf of Mexico. And here's the Florida one again. I lost my blue. Got big. And again, this is Central South Florida. So anyway, there's that one. Totally lost my page now. There we go. Temperature anomalies. And then here's precipitation anomalies. All right, so this is your moisture precipitation averages above normal. And you can see blue. California is included with this because we have a strong flow off the Pacific, which helps push storms towards California. So they usually are a little wetter. Everybody in the south here, our friends at Furman live out in the desert. They might get rain. But these are areas above normal rain. And you can see, hopefully, Louisiana, right? They're in a drought. We have a new drought map that got released yesterday. There was a flooding one. I don't know if it's on this page or not. There's this a lot of good information on here. Here's river stats, flooding events, river flood events per year, strong El Nino. Everybody's shadowed by strong El Nino. So strong El Nino, we're supposed to have way more flooding events, 20 to 25 flooding events per year, river flooding. And you can see moderate El Nino, weak El Nino. And then we get down to neutral and La Nina. So if anything is pretty cut and dry, the stronger the El Nino, the more rains we're supposed to have in the southeast, specifically Florida. We'll see about that. I don't know. But strong evidence that strong El Nino brings a lot of flooding and rains to Florida. Another map I found, I don't have anything good to pull up on it, just more stats about that stuff. And then, of course, La Nina, we can pull this up. La Nina is the opposite. We don't have that strong Pacific jet stream anymore. We have our main jet stream and keeps things a little drier in the south, more snow events to the north. So our normal jet stream combines with polar jets or Pacific stream. We just end up with one big jet stream. Kind of keeps the south. So that's the difference. That's La Nina. And it looks like we're going to be leaning towards the La Nina next year. That our El Nino is going to start reducing before hurricane season. We might be in a neutral pattern come hurricane season. So, but I know all the doubters out there, right? We'll see it. We'll believe it when we see it. Because this is dry. Here's a new drought map that just got released yesterday. They come out on Thursday. What was a little surprising to me, we'll look at the upper Gulf here next. So we get a lot of fires up in the Panhandle. They're in a really bad time right now, especially with high pressure coming in next week. But they are in red now, which is D3. And look at the red extended to Pinellas County, a big part of it. So the West Central Florida drought expands, which is just unheard of, right? We've had it all year. High pressure has been locked in and just keeping those winds away. Moisture has not been able to materialize. And then the upper Gulf, as we know, has been really dealing with this. And look at Louisiana and Mississippi. Tremendous droughts. Like Mississippi is the whole state. Half the state of Louisiana is in a D4, half the state of Mississippi is in a D4, and the eastern part of Texas is in a D4. So, just dry air has been preventing any sort of moisture from developing. So stronger. So we need this. It always seems like Mother Nature evens herself out, right? We had all those water issues out west, and boom, we had a really active year, leading, luckily, early year that helped bring the totals back. A lot of snow melts. So now the water's doing great. Mother Nature evens out. Maybe this is signs that we have an El Nino pattern coming, and that brings a lot of rain to the south. So we'll see. We will see. Lance wants to know, good question, if the water temperatures cool down, yeah, they could, but I've seen these water temperatures bounce back quick. Maybe early season, yes. But there's been years the Atlantic was so much cooler than normal because of the Saharan air layer, and they came back quick. So maybe temporarily, but not long term. Long term temperatures come back quick. So, yo, see you, buddy. All right, so that's hopefully some good information. If you're just joining, welcome. We're streaming live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. YouTube brought to you by our good friends at Direct Remodels. I'm supposed to be going to visit them soon. We're going to be talking a special, amazing discount, made in USA, company, customer focused, top rated in Florida, specializing in hurricane rated impact windows. So what better partner than, if you're shopping for windows, than to deal with a fellow conehead. So we'll be talking about that soon. But a lot of good info today. Hopefully our friends in Central America don't get some of these big rain totals that's expected, but I'm a little concerned about how much convection is showing up on satellite. A lot of precipitable water. Things you can look at is precipitable water. I do have a precipitable water map, 2 of them. This one here is a cool animated one. This one is real time, but it just shows you the moisture. Now there was spin in the atmosphere. You can see it. It was too broad. It never could consolidate around the center. But this is a lot of moisture heading that way. So that's all pretty much more. And look at that Central American gyre, man. I mean, you got, it's amazing to see that. You got, some of these rains getting pulled up from the south of Central America. This is basically a Central American gyre, big, broad area, low pressure. Sometimes can pop a little system off, but. And we also got Spectrum Bay News 9 links here that goes right to their website. You can check them out. That blue is a ton of water. Very moist. For those of you that don't like that word, moist. Very moist. Not moist, it's very moist. Blue is very moist. Lots of that. Coming. It's long range. Let's look really quick. Like I said, I don't, no areas are really standing out. Doesn't mean can't have something pop up, but as far as 10-day ensembles go, 15-day ensembles were really nothing. This looks out 15 days. A little bit maybe down here, but that's, there's nothing. We use the Global Tropics blend of color here, and you can see maybe down here. Doesn't show up as a tropical storm though. No tropical storm, just depression. But again, it just hovering around the Central America area. So, and let's look at the GFS ensembles here. See if the GFS. And by the way, that is Hunter snoring. If you hear him, he's dreaming about something. Here are your GFS ensembles, and there's a couple. Always a couple pulling north. That's 15 days out. So, can't say it's over yet, especially when NOAA's got the next 2 weeks kind of highlighted a little bit down south. So anyway, let's end it. Let's end it with Reed's Metals, because Shelly got her roof from Reed's Metals apparently, and they are big fans of our page. Working with Done Right here locally too. So that's about it. I don't know what else we can talk about weather-wise. Don't see anything on the horizon to really worry about. Rain-wise, 7-day rain maps. Pacific Northwest getting a lot of rain. Jet stream's pushing in a ton of rain up there. Look at that, a lot of rain on the Pacific. But 7-day rain map here, nothing. A little bit up north. Sprinkling. This is snow and we can go to Tropical Tidbits if you want to know what kind of snow. Click on that. Go to regions. My mom used to work at a bank called Regions. Go to Cone US and click moisture and click total snowfall and fast forward. And there's through November 10th. Showing some snow, obviously. Quiet weather. So anyway, thanks for letting me ramble on in the beginning about my thank you post last night. It didn't come out right. I'm just disappointed in some of the comments, the people that assume things, and that's what bothers me. Not about thinking that I was leaving that. I'm talking about the reason I did it. And whatever, man. It was a truthful post. You can believe whatever you want. It was a truthful post. It was had some good news yesterday, and I was very thankful. And instead, it turned into trouble. All right. Well, anyway, it's Friday. It's beautiful out there. A little bit of rain sprinkles coming in. That's the big thing. Surprise of anything are these rains coming in across Florida. Very, very sneaky. Look at that. They're making their way. Lakeland. Look at that. There's people in Lakeland right now that are like, what is that? Somebody on Interstate 4 right now is like, windshield wipers. Where's the button? There's people on Interstate 4 that have probably bought a new car for 6 months now, and they don't even know how to turn the windshield wipers on because they've never had rain. I know Julie's car. She got a Tesla. We had to, she loves it, by the way. I love it, by the way. Never thought I would. We had a Camry electric one time, hybrid. I love hybrids, honestly. Why don't they put solar panels on Teslas? That would be awesome. One day. But we had to Google where the windshield wipers were. But there's one little cloud here. Right there. Somebody on Interstate 4 is looking off to the north, and they're like, what is that? That is a rain cloud, young man. Getting some down in Winter Haven, as mentioned before, or Winter Garden. Just passed through Claremont. Going through Groveland now. Susan Proper, you're from Groveland. I don't know how I remember that. Tell me I'm wrong if you're listening. I don't know how. And look at that. We got some really heavy rain coming in. New Smyrna Beach. South there. That's showing up pretty heavy. I know it's very Doppler-ish. But we can zoom in a little better with this one. There you go. There's less Doppler-ish. Palm Coast, Daytona there. So weird, right? What is that stuff? Green? Thank you, Miss Mirtha. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Vicky Hill. We are all one big happy Conehead family. Mike Soul, good point. Shelly, yep. And listen, I totally get the ones that misunderstood, but it was the ones that turned it into attacking me. That was what bothered Shelly, I'm sure, too. That's why when we turn off comments, it's because we can't let things get out of hand. First off, the algorithm of social media, too. We can't have a lot of angry faces. We can't have a lot of drama. We can't have. So sometimes, when I delete things, sometimes it's because it just went sideways. It doesn't mean anything. It just means we can't have our page turn into that because it doesn't look good. So that's why. Today's a new day. Anyway, we're all good. Arcadia, Sandy, I've been there bunches of times. We're going to roll this. Oh, it's already 10:19. Cool. But yeah, I love Arcadia. Do they have more than Applebee's now? One time it was so frustrating. All they had was an Applebee's. All right. What else did I miss? I'm going backwards. Go. Hey, NASCAR Cliff Harville. Who are you rooting for this weekend? I assume that means God, I just had a brain fart. Oh my God. The sign of old age. Kyle Larson. Man, that has never happened to me. I remember a random Facebook fan where they live, but I couldn't remember Kyle Larson. Cliff's rooting for Kyle Larson. Cool. I'm going to root for Ryan Blaney. I like Ryan Blaney. I like Ryan Blaney because we were camping across from Blaney 10 years ago. Two stories about Blaney. We were in Daytona and his dad, remember his dad, Dave Blaney? They were on top of their RV watching Ryan Blaney at Daytona, and he got wrecked with like 4 laps to go. And Dad threw everything off the top of that motorhome. I was like loving it, man. He was taking his chairs, and he was so passionate. I'm like, what's that noise? Dad was throwing everything. He was mad. Second cool story, Ryan Blaney. We were camping in Talladega, and Brad Kozlowski followed me on the internet for a while. Well, he still probably does, but back when he was in Miller days. And I don't know if you remember, they used to drive the golf carts around, getting everybody a 24-pack of Miller Lite. So he came by with Ryan Blaney, and Ryan had about 4 or 5 beers with us, man. He was wearing an old school Earnhardt Wrangler shirt, and I'm like, you my man. Brad couldn't because they were filming for a Ford commercial. His wife had a beer, though. So we pretty much downed that 24-pack before he left the campsite. Mickey, anybody but Larson. I don't like Larson, to tell you the truth. I think I don't know. He whines a lot. UK storm updates. God, I wish I had more for you. God, I really don't. I hope I led up to it enough. You know, I usually don't cover other weather events, but they had a rough Thursday night or yesterday. Joel, I don't know. You said you missed Hurricane Otis. That's the number one comment I get on TikTok too. Is people didn't hear about it. It was devastating for Acapulco and the mountains, and incredibly strong. You have a wall. I guess you all made it down there. One thing I know about Arcadia, it's extremely hot. Thank you, Mr. Jeffrey. New Jersey. Blaney, yeah, let's root for Blaney. That's who I'm going to root for. Nancy's on a ship here. What ship are you on? She says they're rocking and rolling east of Nassau. I guarantee you are. We showed you those wave maps. Harold's going to call Elon. Okay. Maybe we could put a wind turbine on the top. What if we just put a wind turbine on the car, and then when you drove, the wind turns the turbine, which could charge the battery? Why wouldn't that work? Think about it. You're moving. Turbine spins because you're moving. That puts power back into the car to allow you to keep moving. What, has anybody not thought of that? Yeah, I'm gonna put a magnet in front of the storm chaser, Shelly. I know, Josh. I'm sure it takes more energy to push the wind than it does what it produces, right? That's the way it works. So, yeah, nice cool air, Mr. David. I bet you it feels good. I'm going to finish up the attic quick because it's not... Look at these temperatures. Shelly's like, dang it, Mike, you already said hour. Shelly, the funny story is I usually go up to Tennessee this time of year. You'll know that, right? but I last second couldn't because I couldn't find a dang flight, and I wouldn't have been live this morning. That would not have went over very good. If people thought what they read last night, and then I didn't go live today, I'm like, no. And I didn't and then another couple people made good points. Why didn't you post what you meant? Well, because then it would turn drama again. So the best thing I've learned is just let it go. People will forget. And for once, I didn't do it for a reason. Sometimes I have, like Morgan Wallen. Last night we let the liquor talk. Well, I wasn't even. I was legit. For once. No, more than once. All right, so temperatures. We got this high pressure coming in middle of next week. So let's take a look at how the temperatures work out here. So, lingering frontal line, still 50s tonight. Anything greens in the 50s. This is tropicaltidbits.com, GFS. Tomorrow, ain't going to be too bad tomorrow, actually. Look at this, tomorrow, or Saturday, actually. Tomorrow, high temperatures, 70, maybe making it down to middle state. Upper 80s, down south. Front backs up a little bit. But 70s for a high for tomorrow isn't too bad. Sunday, about the same. There's the heat coming back. Ugh, God, look at that. That's Wednesday. God. 80s all the way through Tennessee. Upper 80s in South Florida. This is Wednesday. High pressure. And it looks like our next front's going to start sneaking in. So Wednesday, Thursday, pretty dang hot. That's it. You don't even need to see this. You kind of know with the high pressure building in that it's going to be hot. Oh God, look at that. Here's your frontal line. This is Friday. Look at that difference. It's not a very cold front though. It's not like we just saw. That one we just saw was dramatic. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, hot. And we're talking upper 80s here in upper Gulf Coast too. Louisiana, Mississippi, 87, 87, 86, 87, 88, 86, and Brunswick, Savannah. So we'll see if that cold front makes its way through. If it does, it won't be that bad. Here's Saturday. Now the Euro's a little more. Here's Saturday, high temperatures. Right here. So Saturday, some of the front makes it through, but this is not very cold. These are highs though. Sunday night, back to where it is today. Could be cold up in the mountains though. This is next Saturday night. And then Sunday next week. It's a long way away, but could see some of that cold. This could be high temperatures next Sunday. So there is a cold front coming next week. It's just a matter of timing and how strong. All right. Cool. Oh, Mary, it was nothing. Firmament runs off water. Well, the Storm Chaser did not like water. I just got the oil change because I'm not going to take a chance of any more water injection. Oh, anyway. So, all right, well, everybody enjoy this time change. Late. If you wake up Sunday morning confused, think of me because I'll be laying there wondering if it's 5, 4, or 6. Mikey, thank you, buddy. Oh, I'm cool, man, but I agree with you, man. Thank you, Mr. Mikey. I like how it says Mikey. Remember Mikey? Remember the commercial? Was it Life Cereal? Mikey? Katie, I know I need a snorkel on my truck. One day. Friday night was Dukes of Hazzards, right, man? And Knight Rider. When I was a kid, I think Friday night was Knight Rider, and now we have a car that you can talk to your watch and it'll come pick you up, just like Knight Rider, right? Everything you see in movies comes to life. We have hoverboards. We have flying cars. We have Kit, come pick me up. That'd be funny to put a light bar on a Tesla that looks like Knight Rider and get like an old Timex watch and then change the audio, because you can program those things. I got a buddy that programmed his to do some weird Knight Rider theme. So, no drama, Juju. Nope. Just I had a post that didn't go over too well. Some people read it the wrong way, and it wasn't the ones that read it the wrong way. It was the nasty comments. And I know Shelly says don't read them, because when I read them I get all worked up. The Casio calculator watch, Mike. I remember those. God, I remember those. You had to have like a pencil eraser to hit the buttons, remember? Inspector Gadget. Oh, I am a gadget person. I love gadgets. Oh, I want to share one more thing before I forget. I meant to show this earlier. So Phil, as you know, works with me, if you've met him. His wife, Rachel, she is the one that towed us out of the floodwaters during Ian. But she is the most amazing chef. So she brought these to our Halloween party. Look, it's a cake pop. Oh my God, I could have done the whole show like that. So there you go. Look at that. Got hair and everything. It's so awesome. So that's the eyeballs. We could have done the whole show like that. Hey, look at this. Oh, look at it. Look at it. We just turn it like he's looking. Well, if anything, that's my thumbnail for YouTube today. Oh, anyway. It's all good. That's a little green man, Jesse. Doug, I'm still here. There was no cryptic message last night. It was a genuine thank you post that went wrong. And then I instantly got a phone call, and then I went to bed. Sometimes I do that. I should have read the comments. I would have probably edited it. But I didn't. Cool. All right, well, it's been an hour. Brad, I am not, buddy. Trust me, I don't do that. And I'm a big caffeine addict, man. I probably drink more caffeine than I should, and I drink a lot of water. I have water in a Elsa cup. Trust me, it's water. And then for backup, I have my old Zephyr Hills here. So it was not a Red Bull morning. And I woke up early today, and I was like, hit my local Oldsmar. They do an amazing magazine. Such a great little city. I love my city, my little small town. So we'll be out there tomorrow at the Beer Fest next to City Hall. So hopefully we get to see you if you're coming out. All right. I need to sign off. I got so much to do. I don't know what I'm just rambling on today. All right. We will be back live Monday for sure. Thank you to all the followers and all of you all that put up with my shenanigans. Thanks to all our great supporters. Enable what we'd love to do. And, I challenge anybody that posts as much as I do and talk as much as I do on the weather. So I try to do that a lot. I love it. As you can tell, I want to do it until I die. I imagine doing this until I'm in my 80s. I don't know what else I would do. It's my hobby. I love it. I love weather. I love reporting the weather. I love it. I love it. I don't know what I would do without the weather. So, anyway. All right. Have a great weekend. We will see y'all on Monday. Thank you, Miss Shelley. Have a great weekend over there in the studio, and we'll see you. Bye.